Susie Vann. There are women and there are men who are released from prison every day. They're released into society. They call it the free world. Once released from prison, they are then called ex-offenders. They were also called inmates while incarcerated. However, there are a large number of these men and women that are released and find it very challenging to become reconnected to society. So there becomes a recidivism rate. The recidivism rate consists of a percentage of men and women that return to the prison system, which they may call a revolving door. There are volunteers, organizations, churches, rehabilitation facilities that participate in assisting inmates to reconnect to society. And I think that's a good thing. Because I believe we should take part in contributing to the prison system so that we can help cut down on the recidivism rate, so that men and women will be able to serve their time, become released from prison, and then be lawful abiding citizens. And so there will be fewer men and women that will be caught up in the revolving doors of the prison system. There's a book written by Carol Prickett, Reverend Carol Prickett, with Carlton Stowers as his assistant. And it's called Within These Walls. And he is a perfect witness to share and tell how prison system operates, the staff, and the effects there are in getting involved in prison voluntary work. He wrote in his acknowledgments, one of his acknowledgments, he wrote, "Thanks to a very special brother for advice and presence, for serving in sincerity, for being involved in prison ministry, and for learning a great lesson that all men are not bad, and for finally realizing that he himself, that I am not the bad brother that was thought him to be when he was growing up." So, also, there is a very popular church called First Baptist of Atlanta, In Touch Ministries with Dr. Charles Stanley. I read his article as well. And he had a gentleman, his name was James Murray, and it's in the July issue of the In Touch magazine. And it reads, "James Murray, his life was changed by church members who were welcoming him as a family member in their own family. They became involved in prison ministry. They participated in secular, spiritual, even a little financial, but they contributed to the prison system. And there are so many articles in this In Touch magazine that speaks of ex-offenders who were released from prison. And as a result of volunteers in the prison ministry, their lives were changed forever. And also, there is information from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, which indicates that most inmates that are released are rearrested within 3 years. Why would you think that they may become rearrested within a 3-year period? Well, the majority of them have problems reconnecting because they do not have the resources of finding work, their education while they were incarcerated for 20 years, and they have a problem reconnecting, and so they re-enter the prison system because the whole 20 years that they served in prison, well, they may have not been involved in prison ministry. Maybe no one came in and taught them math or English or how to cope with the world. Maybe upon time of release, they didn't have necessary resources to help them connect to society. But I encourage everyone to consider assisting the prison system in some manner. That's my encouragement, because you never know who your neighbor might be.